Hey there, friends. So, just an FYI before we begin, I'm going to take a 2 week break from the newsletter just because it's a new year and entrepreneurs learn to take some time off if you want to. I know I feel like I have so many voices in my head. I have like Alex Ramosi and Layla was like, you don't need a vacation. But I just know personally I do need a reset. And honestly, it's because I have so many projects right now and I just need a reset. But that's just an FYI. So let's get to it. So the title of today is I'm removing goals in 2026, not adding them to achieve more. And it's honestly based on too many experts at this time, but this book is incredible and it talks a lot about how you should focus on one thing and not a thousand things. So basically, you want less and fewer distractions, less on your plate, and you want more productivity, more income, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, less is more. I guess that's it. Um, and because I have the book here, let me actually just show you. I think it's a Russian proverb, or at least that's what I read on the internet. And they said that so if you chase two rabbits, you will catch, you will not catch either one, as you can see, because, like, yeah. And that is honestly, I'm talking about this because it's what I've been experiencing. Obviously, I have this newsletter now, and that turned into a podcast, which turned into more short clips online, and I love it. But I also need to make sure that I'm intentional about it, both for my business and for my own joy. So I just wanted to talk about how I'm doing it, like practically, and also where it comes from. So basically, I can recommend this book for like years, but they're talking about so many examples of people who reduced the amount of things on their plate and obviously how much they more they achieved. And I know also Alex Ramosi talks a lot about this. That, like, I think he was talking about he had 9 businesses at a point, and like the second he just decided to stop 8 of them and then only focus on one, like that's when he like really took off. So I think we see this a lot all the time, and it's obviously true. I don't know the painting right here, but actually, let me actually show you something because I realized something, and that is like that I can share screen on this podcast. So this is my first podcast. I'm just like doing it the amateur way, but okay. So if you look at this, you can obviously see that when you have less goals, you will achieve more. As in, when you have one thing, you have laser focus on one thing, you will have your time and energy and focus back to achieve it instead of having like half-assing everything. So I think it's just a lot about that. And I feel like that is the example I see everywhere. And the way I'm going to do it, honestly, is I've heard like different methods, and I'm going to share two on how to reduce the amounts of projects you're working on. And the first is actually from the book 10x is easier than 2x, which is by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. And honestly, I love all the books they have together. So Who Not How and The Gap and the Gain. Incredible books. Like, seriously, if you're an entrepreneur and haven't read them, I'm like, you're missing out. Basically, the strategy that I learned there was, first of all, pick just 3 goals per year. Like, don't overdo it. Just pick 3 big goals and then 10x them. So, like, write down whatever you want and then 10x them. Like, ask yourself, what is the 10x version of this? And then forget everything else. And I just want to add in here because I am a girl who loves different things and I love reading and I love dancing and stuff like that. So that doesn't mean you can't do anything else. It just means that you will only have wishes for the outcomes, for the top 3, because a lot of the other things and projects in my life is like I don't need to achieve anything there. I'm just doing it because I love the thing, but I don't need to like achieve anything there. So I think that is also useful and nice to remember because personally, I'm not planning on cutting out my daily walks, even though I don't have any goals with the walks, but they're actually additive and also increases my chance of succeeding because that's a way I come up with ideas and also basically kind of, I don't know, like restore and rejuvenate. So I think it's important to know that as well. And but another strategy that I'm also actually, that's actually what I'm doing today, because I needed to just get rid of, not get rid of, get all the things inside of my head out of my head. So what I did was I brain dumped all the projects I'm currently working on. And then I, honestly, what I did was then I'm a ChatGPT fan. So I told ChatGPT about all the projects and I asked it to make an overview of all the projects I'm currently working on. And there's so many. And then I'm not done yet. I just got to the brain dump stuff. But the thing I'm planning on doing is basically, I'm going to create this one day, but basically I'm going to like map out my entire year and think of them in seasons. So obviously I have a lot of projects, but I can't work on all of them at the same time. So I'm just going to like plan out what am I going to do in the first quarter of 2026 and the second and the third and the fourth. And that's just going to make it way better. So I'm going to do that after our brain dump. Then also just going to be really honest with myself and ask, do I even need to do this? Because I once did this exercise, and it was, first of all, write down the 10 things you do every single day, like habits and routines, and then ask your 90-year-old self what she wished she would have done every single day and see if they match this. And honestly, at the time, for me, it did not match at all because I wasn't dancing, I wasn't reading that much. And now I've like changed it so much because of that exercise. But there is something to that as well. So you can try that as well. Honestly, I'm just full of strategies. But pick the one that feels most right to you. And another one, I just read it online. And I'm not sure if it's accurate, but I read somewhere that like Warren Buffett has this strategy where it says write down all like the 25 things you want to do in life, and then only focus on the five, like top five, and then remove everything else. So that could be a strategy as well. So yeah, but I think also it's important to know like people are different, and some people just like really love having different projects. But also, I'm gonna be honest with you, like the people in my life that have 1,000 projects at the same time, they like kind of don't get to where they want to because they have too many projects. And honestly, I'm a victim of that sometimes as well. But I think there is something about the idea of seasons and prioritizing what is important to you in what season in life. And also remember that you have time, but you don't have all the time today. So yeah, I hope this was useful when you're going to plan what you're going to focus on in 2026. And yeah, I think honestly, I have a cool life update if you're signed up for the newsletter, so do that. It's about like my path moving forward. So check that out if you want to, because I'm actually gonna head over for a meeting right now. But I wanted to give this to you so that you can go in more intentionally. And I think the main reason why you maybe wanna remove some projects is just for your own like sanity and for your own peace. First of all, because you have less like mental clutter, but also because you will get more peace when you see progress in the things you've actually chosen to focus on. Because you will, because like that's basically the definition of growth mindset, but realizing that whatever you put effort and time into, you will get better at. So you just got to be really picky about what you want to get better at, you know? Another book recommendation, if you want one this Christmas, is The Dip by Seth Godin. It's basically about the same thing, which is basically about the fact that like no matter what you want to do in this life, there's always going to be a dip, like a period where you don't feel like you're succeeding and you can't see any light, and then the dip needs to be worth it. So please pick projects that you feel like the dip is worth it, you know. So yeah, that's it, and see you in 2026. Wow, time flies. Have a beautiful holiday. Or maybe you see this in 3 years later. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you have a great day today and tomorrow. And I'll see you soon.